I don't know how many readers of the New Yorker magazine there are here, but I'm going to embarrass my guest by mentioning that he was profiled in that esteemed American publication under the headline, what, the Rupert Murdoch of Afghanistan, is that right? Which he hates. He doesn't want to say it, and so I'm just going to say it just one time. Saad Mohseni is born in Afghanistan, born in Kabul. In fact, he and I spent some cheerful time there that we didn't know about in 1977. His family, unfortunately, had to leave because of circumstances having to do with the Soviet Union and Afghanistan. He grew up in Australia, became an investment banker, and then when Afghanistan re-entered the media world, he decided, I'm summarizing here, correct me when I'm wrong, that there was an opportunity, and so he went back home. And we're going to start this. I think Saad's probably the only person we're going to have who's actually going to get introed by Jon Stewart. We've got Jon Stewart live on the internet. Is it ready to go, guys? Yes. Ready to go? We're going to try this. This is kind of guerrilla television here. Let's see what happens.
Tonight, the executive producer of the new documentary film Afghan Star.
میتونیم که با این برنامه احساس صلح و مردم بدیم و همچنان در نهایت هدف ما است که دست مردم از اسلحه به عالی موسیقی بریم. شب تو آی بابرم همه گلها به سرت میپاشم.
Please welcome to the show Saad Mohseni. Sir? Okay. Nice to see you, man.
Now, I guess if I were really clever, I would just let this roll, and because Jon Stewart's like way better at this than I would ever be. But on the other hand, we've got Saad here himself. So how did you end up on the Daily Show?
Well,
have we got a mic here? Hey guys.
Yeah. We made a documentary on one of our shows, which won a couple of awards.
Looked like a kind of Fox show that I've heard of before.
No, it's very different.
What's the title of it, though?
It's called Afghan Star.
Afghan Star.
Yeah, similar to the Fox show.
It has judges.
It has judges.
It has singers.
It has performers, yes.
Some of them, and some they're male and female.
Yes.
They perform in normal,
They sing, they perform, they dance.
Was Simon? No, but there was.
We have our own version of Simon.
Yeah,
yes.
where did you get judges from?
Well, we got 30 million individuals, half of whom were unemployed. Easy to get judges.
When did you start the show?
Well, we're in season 8 now.
Season 8?
Season 8.
And does the Nielsen company cover Afghanistan? Do you get?
No, well, but we get for the finals, we get like 10 million viewers.
How do you know that?
We do surveys. We don't have boxes, but we do surveys.
How many TV sets are there in Afghanistan?
There are probably about, half the population watches television. There are a lot of communal TV sets.
So it's satellite?
Terrestrial.
Terrestrial.
Terrestrial and satellite, but mostly terrestrial.
And people, how many channels? I mean, if you live in Afghanistan.
Lots of channels. Probably about 40 TV channels.
40?
40.
Terrestrial?
Terrestrial.
Who owns that? How many of them are yours?
3 are ours. Restaurant.
Only 3?
Only 3. But every warlord has his own TV station. Every drug dealer has his own TV station.
So this is
Just
kind
like
of
the US,
community access television. I mean, they
well, they have a lot of money.
How many have a national footprint?
Probably about half a dozen.
Half a dozen, and they have multiple?
Probably about 10.
How many transmitters do you need to cover all of?
Well, we have probably about. We'll probably end up having about 30 very soon, around the country, and then the rest of the population.
And then what about satellite? I mean, mostly when people think of the Middle East and television, they think of satellite.
Yeah, Afghanistan is very unique because the government has allowed people to establish terrestrial channels.
So satellite's not a big deal?
It's not a big. It's 10-11% penetration.
On the other hand, you do have a satellite channel, don't you?
Well, we use satellite to uplink our signal anyway, so people just, in areas we don't have it.
One of them is called Farsi 1, right?
Well, that's in a different market. That's for Iran.
It's specifically targeted to Iran. It's not just because,
yes.
I mean, for those of you who don't know, Farsi is what percentage of the Afghan population?
Well, it's a lingua franca of Afghanistan. Most people speak Farsi. It's slightly different.
So just by accident, you also happen to cover how big is the market of Iran?
It's about 70 million people.
And you don't have Nielsen there either, right?
No, but we still know we're very popular.
And what kind of shows do you
For the Iranian market?
Yeah.
Mostly telenovelas,
From-
dubbed into Farsi.
American television, not or
Well, we have 24 in Prison Break, but mostly it's South American telenovelas.
and the government of Iran. Well, we'll start with the government of Iran because that's probably simpler. What does the government of Iran think about what you do
Well, it's technically illegal
to watch you?
it's to watch us, to advertise on us, to talk about
Do
us.
people advertise on you?
Yes,
Iranian companies do.
Iranian companies do.
They don't get in trouble.
They do.
What like you don't want to? I mean, one doesn't think of like Iran as a place where you want to get in trouble.
No, because what they do is they advertise, they get summoned by the intelligence agency, they stop advertising for a couple of months, and then they come back. Because the viewership is so huge that they can't not advertise.
What's your guess of how relatively popular you are in Iran vis-a-vis whatever? What's the alternative?
Well, the alternative is 7 very boring
State-owned
TV stations.
They don't have Brazilian telenovelas.
Extrapolating some of the numbers we've seen, we get up to 20 to 30 million viewers per evening in Iran, based on independent research.
And what do people advertise to them? What's
Everything. Fast-moving consumer goods, soaps and electronics, and everything you would
Okay,
see
so
advertised.
let's go back to Afghanistan, where we
Yeah.
have a much more I mean, the Taliban is not pro-TV as
Well, they use television to spread their messages.
on their little community access.
No, they ring us and they talk to us and
They talk.
Me-
You have a news show,
Well, we have a 24-hour news channel, which is, obviously,
24, staffed,
it's easy nowadays.
right?
Yeah.
And is it online as well?
Not the entire channel, but the news clips are. We put clips up on
If
the
our
website.
audience wants to check this out, what would be the obvious online place to go to see?
The website is tolonews.com.
TOLO news.com.
Yes.
And what? And but now I should. I'm sorry. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Moby Group
Yes.
is your corporate group.
Correct. Yes.
That's kind of like News Corp. It's a holding company.
Yes.
And it does a lot of. So the constituents are Tolo, which is
Tolo, we have 3 in Afghanistan. We have 3 networks, national networks. We have 2 radio networks, and then outside of Afghanistan, we have
Right.
a number of other interests,
okay.
like Farsi one.
So you're kind of a full service television
Production
news,
as well, yeah.
Production.
Yeah.
That documentary. Why did you do the documentary? What was that for?
Well, because media in Afghanistan has played an important role in terms of facilitating social change, and it's an extraordinary experience.
Explain. Unpack that a little bit.
Well, for example, when we first went to Afghanistan, women weren't working, and we thought, it was probably more by accident than by design, but having women on the radio, for example,
Right.
that did more for women's rights than advertising that women have equal rights, because people actually experience listening to women in a studio
So show don't tell.
communicating. Well, exactly. So what you do essentially is that you fast track social change through media.
Now, for instance, I believe in the documentary that you guys just saw a little clip of, there are female contestants.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
They do get in some trouble.
Yes.
Again, it's hard to fathom what reaction of, say, and they're obviously not, their faces aren't blurred, they're not
No.
wearing veils.
No.
What protection, somebody comes on your show, is that, one would think from what we hear about Afghanistan that that's not really a wise thing to do.
Well, it's risky.
What is risky meaning?
Getting killed.
Has anybody been killed for being on your television show?
Yes.
For news shows?
No,
or-
a VJ. One of our VJs was killed a few years back. I'm not sure if it was related to her work, but she was killed.
It was a her.
It was a
You
her,
get
yeah.
female VJs
VJ.
that appear on television, and everybody knows who they are. And
Yes. She was shot.
wow.
But that's the neighborhood, unfortunately.
It almost it leads you back to westernization. Let's just talk about that. Is you obviously an optimist about Afghanistan?
Oh, we have to be, yes.
Well, you wouldn't be there if you weren't.
True, yeah.
Are you there? If the Americans left, would you be able to be there?
I think so, yes.
Why?
Well, we have, obviously we're very popular, and I mean, it depends who comes in. If the Taliban comes in, obviously not. But if the Americans leave and there's...
But
know,
you
we
said they call
exist-
you up. They call you up.
Well, they call everyone up. They call the BBC, they call CNN, they call Fox News, they call everyone. I mean, they know how to communicate. They know how to use media in terms of getting their messages out.
Unfortunately, I can't see well out there, but I would love some help on the question front here. If there are people who are curious about, I mean, you must be the outer fringes of Western media.
Well, it's not necessarily Western media. It's actually where, you know, we have Eastern dramas, we have Turkish shows, we have local, we produce 15 hours of content daily.
Right.
So we do soap operas, we do police shows, we do sitcoms. We do, I mean, it's not necessarily a Western channel.
Is television seen? But I mean, certain people in Afghanistan would probably. Does Taliban define television as a Western evil thing or not? Or
They probably did. I'm not sure if that's still the case. They don't have a policy on television
media
yet.
hip now?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how they would view media if they were to come back to power. But
And when you go back there, do you have to have protection? Do you? I mean, or are you just like
I'm pretty low key. But yeah, we have protection just in case.
your transmitters are? I don't.
Security, yeah.
That's
Everywhere.
kind of par for the course for almost anything in Afghanistan these days.
Yes, but it's not like Iraq. I mean, it's not. You can move around. You can. We'd welcome you back sometime.
So let's just ask some really basic questions. How much money do you guys are privately owned, presumably?
Yes.
Do you ever say what your revenue is like? News Corp owns a piece of Moby, right?
No, we have a joint venture with News Corp on Farsi One. That's a 50-50
Farsi
joint
One
Farsi
only.
One, yes, yeah.
And that's satellite.
That's satellite, yes.
And that covers the whole footprint of Iran. How about the rest of the Gulf?
No, Europe as well. No, Gulf is huge.
Ah.
Yeah, the Gulf has got a very large Persian-speaking population
Okay.
in Dubai and Bahrain, Kuwait.
Let's roll. There's a recent event now. We're going to have another adventure in online broadcasting here. We're going to try and see if we can get the second clip. You guys are producing a show called Extreme Tourism. Is that right?
Yes.
You're hoping to light a fire under the Afghan tourism market. Is
Yes. That's
is
the
that
idea.
really a wise idea?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see if I can. Charlotte, can you see?
You have it tabbed at all.
We don't have it tabbed here.
It's a different computer. I didn't use
Oh, okay.
what is it that you need?
It's called. Is it what
Extreme
was
Tourist.
Extreme Tourist. This is the daughter. Yes, here we go. Extreme Tourist, Afghanistan. Yeah, that's it. That's it. New trailer. Bingo. That's it. Thank you, dear.
Beyond the myth. Beyond the bloodshed. Beyond the burqa.
Sorry.
Discover a place you thought you knew. Afghanistan.
This is the famous folk song from America. Yo, Vanilla, kick it one time, boy. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. I sit back with a brand new invention. Something grip a hold of me tightly. Flows like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn out the light and I'll glow. Play it out funky music till do. Check it out.
For the very first time, one lone traveler takes on the entire country. Boldly going where no traveler has traveled before. Follow him as he fights with the Afghan National Army. Hangs out with warlords. Gets KO'd by the Afghan female boxing team. Wrestles an Afghan deathmatch. Gets treated for stress by a scorpion doctor. And hunts the snow leopard of the Wakhan corridor. Sabor Bradley has no fear. Sabor Bradley has no way out. Sabor Bradley has no travel insurance. Sabor Bradley is the extreme tourist.
Okay, we're going to shut this down. What in the world is that's? You guys are producing that, or you're distributing it, or
Both.
you're producing it,
Well, we're
distributing
producing it. I think someone else is distributing it internationally.
Can we just cut that screens? Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
So we found this crazy Australian.
found him.
We found him. His girlfriend.
So
had
this
just
is
dumped him.
Australia meets Afghanistan.
Yeah,
This
he
is
was
more
he
of
was in
you.
Kabul. He came with his girlfriend who dumped him. He was depressed. He was willing to take risks, and we gave him this program.
And where's like next stop is where?
Well, we'll go to another screwed up country,
And you-
Yemen, Pakistan. So we've done 11 episodes,
What are the okay?
and it's an international.
What are the other? Give me some of the others.
Well, Yemen, Pakistan are two countries we're looking at next. Somalia potentially.
And how is this is on television or internet or?
This will be on television. This will be on a major network.
So you guys got to feel you have certain expertise in this subject. Is that the?
That's right. Yes.
And do you have a?
And we've got the guy. We've got the guy.
And how? What does he have a life insurance? I mean, what is the?
No. Well, one of the episodes is like putting a Barbie in Tora Bora, which he did. So he took some big risks actually.
Okay, and
He's still alive. He's still alive.
and do you guys have like a tie-in to Lindblad Tours or something to kind of get people that if you like the movie, come and visit Afghanistan?
Yes.
Because you asked me. I mean, first thing you said
No,
was
we wouldn't
gotta-
get you to do all of this. Some of the things. but-
Is it crazy? I mean, this is a kind of stupid question, but is it crazy to visit Afghanistan as a tourist now?
Well, it's not. It's not the wisest thing to do, but you'll be safe.
And
A
how
lot
do
of people visit Afghanistan.
yeah, but they're
as
like
tourists.
they work for the UN.
No,
or
no. Our friend Tom Freston visits every few months.
Tom Freston
Yes.
visits Afghanistan.
Yes.
Is he involved with you guys or?
Yeah, he's a good friend. Yeah, he's involved.
XMTV.
He's on our board, but he comes and visits as a tourist.
And you can go out of Kabul. You can drive around.
Well, you can go to most parts. Yes.
Most parts that aren't controlled by the Taliban.
Yes.
You can go. Okay, we won't go there. So, I mean, is this some kind of like lovey-dovey, peaceful story that wow, television is going to turn Afghanistan from this 19th century or 18th or 17th or 16th century wasteland into happy consumer world? Is
Well,
that-
it's a bit of both. I mean, it's a business first and foremost. These developing countries, they're growing at anywhere between 30 and 50% per
Right.
annum, the advertising market. So there's an opportunity. I mean, we can't go and compete with the
do we
big
have
boys.
Viveki here and WPP? Hello. I mean, do you have like real? I mean, is this all mom and pop?
No. This is, could add them up. It's, if you're in 5 markets.
Is there a single global holding company that has advertising company that has an office in Kabul?
Well, I mean, the Kabul advertising, I mean, the Afghan advertising market's worth, anywhere between $100 to $200 million. So it's not, it was zero 7-8 years ago. Iran is about 500 million. Pakistan's 300 million. So you add them all up, but it's a real market.
So the moral of the story is get in early on the ground floor.
Well, I think if you have a diversified portfolio, even if you get shut down in one of the places or get blown up.
Yemen,
The business
you got
will
all the
survive.
fun spots. Yemen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Saad and or wants to visit Kabul? Here we go. David Fisher.
Love to visit, first of all, but what's the average budget for example, extreme tourists and an average drama, your own production drama? I'm just curious what the budget ranges are.
Well, it's anywhere between, for the international stuff, it's obviously, it's a lot more, but for the local stuff, anywhere from $10,000 an episode to $50,000 an episode. half-hour episodes. So it just depends. I mean, it's not cheap actually. Like a soap opera with like 3 sets and fixed actors. It's more.
Do
like
you do
10,000.
Afghan Star with the whole big kind of American Idol room and live
Yeah, we've
audience?
built a special studio, and we've got Deal or No Deal. We've got Afghan Stars. So we do some of the,
Dancing with the Stars?
Not yet. No. No.
Not enough dancers.
No.
You got to work on that.
We do.
Because there was, that was an issue in the documentary, was the question of women dancing, which
Yes.
I guess is a particularly, it's bad enough that you're out there, but if you're dancing, that's kind of off the Richter scale.
There's a good joke, but I won't share it with you.
Well,
I'll
come
tell you
on,
afterwards. No. It's X-rated. Sorry?
The question is, what about Afghan brother?
Well, they'll end up killing each other if they're locked up for long enough. We've looked at it, though. Yeah, we have looked at it. Formats work. No matter what. When Deal or No Deal is huge.
Do people actually make you license the format, or do they just give it to you as a free?
We pay.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
So
We do get some sympathy deals, but
I was going to say, the walk-ins had like the Afghan rights to
Yes.
Dancing with the Stars. They'd probably.
No, but nowadays it's becoming a lot more professional. Let's put it this way. They know
And do you
that
have
there's
you now have you created some stars with Afghan Star? I mean, are there people who
Sure.
have had recording?
Well, I mean, in a place like that, there's an appetite for heroes. They're sports stars, entertainers, performers.
But people have gone on to having recording careers and things?
Yes.
What's piracy like in Afghanistan?
Well, it's pretty good.
I mean, I can't imagine that there's a lot of RIAA enforcement going on in Herat.
Well, we try to sue people, but we try to sue people. But obviously, it's you can't stop it in a place like that.
So it's the Wild West or the Wild East or the Wild something.
It's not as bad as you think, but it's still pretty bad. Performers make money from concerts, not different to the U.S. or to the West.
And you can have concerts. That's okay.
Yes,
You don't get
yes.
blown up or.
No.
Okay, we got yes.
Quick question. So is it regulated by the government, in terms of ownership restrictions?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so you own 3 stations?
Well, the government issues, you get a broadcasting license, you get a frequency license, you get a business license. Not dissimilar to what
Are
others
they
would go
thematic
through.
channels, individual, like news, sports, and
Well, I
general
mean, in
entertainment?
Kabul, there are no frequencies left.
No, I mean your 3 channels.
Yes. Well, one's news and the other 2 are general entertainment channels.
Got it. And so it's owned entirely by you?
By myself
Your
and my brothers,
company?
yes.
And if you were to have, are foreign companies allowed to invest?
Well,
or-
technically no, but through trusts and so forth, you can structure that people could own it. We haven't had too many offers to date, but
All right. Thank you.
Okay, well, I think that Saad gets the Brave New World Award here for extending media into places that even in the internet age, we wouldn't think media could go. So thank you very much.
thank you.
And big round for Saad. And